This is Mike Einspar, and this is my Module 5 video for Barriers to Web 2.0. Reading some of the articles that were assigned to us this week. Impact of classes 24/7. This class is a great example of how we can take the class anywhere, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether it's in our home, school, McDonald's, as long as we have a good Wi-Fi connection. The other piece of this article that I really liked that is relevant in my situation is I have a teacher that I work with who teaches English to Japanese students at 4 in the morning. So again, that kind of goes in with global classrooms in the 24/7. As a special education teacher, I always use the web and use technology to help my learners with disabilities, whether it's speech to text or text to speech, Bookshare. There's just some great resources out there to help my special ed kids with some resources. Part of the article that I really was interested in was a lack of integration, whether it was the administration, whether it was time, or meaningful training. And I would say at my current position at West Franklin, we have great administrators who support us 100%. The funding is there as long as you're not asking for $1 million. But basic training or a little bit above basic training is always is offered, and they always give us time, whether it's a scheduled professional development or some time throughout the school year that we've asked for specific relevant training. 7 common barriers. Number one, I think you have to have a vision. You know, I liked how they talked about having a vision or their lack of. I've worked in 2 school systems. The current one absolutely has a vision. Everybody has a laptop, whether it's a Google Chrome. The younger kids in the elementaries have iPads. Google Classroom is the norm. All the kids, pay their lunches on, online. It's very integrated. One of the things I really liked was how they talked about teachers as facilitators. As long as I've been in education, I've always felt like a facilitator more than just a lecturer. I wanted to be with the kids. I tell the kids, if you don't understand how I'm talking, how I'm instructing, let me know and I'll figure out a different way. If I can't show you, I will tell you. If I can't tell you, I will write it down. I will, if I can't pour it in your eyes, we'll pour it in your ears. We'll figure it out somehow. My grandmother, who I really looked at highly, she taught in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and she was a facilitator. I mean, she was not just the old school marm up there with, lecturing all day long. She was really into the I do, we do, you do philosophy. The other main point I'm going to hit on this is figuring out how to scale back promising innovations. How do I look at those 3 or 4 schools in the United States and see what they're doing, and how do I scale that back to West Franklin, to our funding, and make it relevant to our kids in our rural society? A quarter of our nation is without broadband. I truly believe that a fair amount of that quarter of the nation takes pride in not having broadband. Do I think that's the direction we want to go? Absolutely not. But I do believe that that there are some people out there who like having a check in a hand, who like dealing with cash, who want a handshake and an eyeball rather than Amazon, eBay taking a picture of their check and send it to Wells Fargo, having direct deposit. They want the old brick and mortar, are very satisfied with basic communication. Theory versus reality. In theory, it'd be awesome for everybody to have Wi-Fi when you walked in the door and it was automatically synced to every device that you own, and you didn't pay for it, and it was free, and there was no slowed down data, and you could access everything. But the reality is there's some parts of the United States that we can't get to have that kind of access. They, in the article, they talked about the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, and the one gentleman who didn't want electricity. He just wanted to live off the batteries, live off the grid. And there's a fair amount of people in the United States who want that choice. And so we will respect that, but we will keep moving forward in technology. Trying to, again, financial, I see there, I always put up there, it seems like comes up in every article or every piece of technology. Financial will limit the school and the individuals, whether it's automatic Wi-Fi, whether it's providing meaningful training to the schools or the individual. The open-ended resources. This is basically just a huge place on the internet where teachers can go and find free resources for their classroom to supplement what they're doing within their curriculum. They touch base on a lot of them are not tailored for year-long curriculum, so it's very tough to find the exact thing that you want. It can be time-consuming. If you can't find the one that you want, find the one that's close, and then you pull it out and tailor it and tweak it to how it is that you want it to fit your classroom. If you're a set-in-stone curriculum, we're on week 4, day 3, this is the lesson, these are the worksheets, and this is how you do it. There's not a lot of time to adapt or put in supplemental resources, whether it's technology or non-technology to your curriculum. The other one is, like, I'm currently part of a BYOC where I love it, where you do have that freedom to supplement or add on, and a free website or a free source is always good for us. I guess that's part of when you pay for a curriculum, you pay for the organization and the timeliness that you can go and find it immediately without having to look for it. Listen to the lady on the video on the adaptations. Basically, I took it as you're taking a veteran teacher that really understands content and really understands the subjects that she's teaching, and you're going to ask her to deliver it in a different mode. You're asking her to step out of that comfort zone, jump out of her shell, hook, line, and sinker, and try a different style to deliver it. And I think that's good. I think as a teacher, you are always looking for a bigger, better way to do that. She did talk about in there about being a little bit easier with elementary students because you have them all day long. The seat time is greater as opposed to the high school kids where you might only have them 47 minutes a day. And of that 47 minutes, it's, meaningful education. A lot of times I know at the high school level, if you're teaching 7 periods and you have 1 planned period and 3 preps, sometimes jumping out of your shell, making everything meaningful in a technology way can be difficult. Not saying it can't be done, but it's difficult and time consuming. Do I feel the digital divide can be resolved? I feel like it's resolved as an absolute solution. We'll never know if we don't try, but at some point in time we said we want everybody to have the internet, and I think most people do. And then it was we want everybody to have DSL. And now it's broadband, and then Wi-Fi, and then automatic Wi-Fi, and then free Wi-Fi. So it's evolving. Will it ever be totally closed? Not sure if it'll ever be totally closed, but one way to do it is to show people how it can help them right now. Show the agri-science kid how if we find the software for his John Deere tractor and his planter, how that planter will make him more efficient, will save him money by shutting off rows so he's not overplanting in the field, track his yields in the combine, soil sample so he knows which fields to plant which hybrids in. So I think we got to, and we have to find that kind of relevancy in all subjects. We do need to find training, not just funding for training and hardware, but not just the initial hardware and the initial training, but ongoing. Let's take the agri-science guy and let's send him to John Deere for 2 weeks in the summertime so he can follow the techs and be the next best John Deere tech person there is to come back and teach those skills to his agri-science kids. What skills do I feel the 21st century students need? They need all of them. Okay, and I could probably do a whole presentation on just those, as many of you can. Being in education for 20 plus years, I think that productivity, leadership, and communication are 3 of the top priority ones. We have to communicate, whether it's hand-to-hand, eye-to-eye, over the phone, text, Hangouts, email, Twitter, and we have to do it in an appropriate professional manner. We need to be leaders, knowing that our bosses, the people above us, can trust us to lead in an appropriate manner, and in critical thinking and productivity. We're a production society. We have to show results. We don't get paid just for showing up. Eventually you have to show that you're accountable for the job that you were hired. And that goes along with critical thinking. How am I going to get that production? What's the most efficient way in the 21st century that I can be productive? And that is a lot of times through technology. Okay, and that's kind of what we're here for as teachers, is to teach our kids how through technology to be great citizens. What impact has the global economy had on me personally? How huge. Communication. I use Twitter, I use Facebook, I use Google Hangouts. We text. We even do the video chats back and forth with my kids or my family when they're not directly with me. We shop and buy everything online, whether it's Amazon, whether it's our airline tickets, whether we're buying and selling on Craigslist, Facebook, Marketplace. One of the biggest things for me was athletics. The concept of Huddle out of Lincoln, Nebraska, where you film games, you can critique kids' techniques, make highlight videos. It tracks, you can track academics. That's how recruiters in college want to see their kids now. You're not sending them DVDs anymore and tapes and resumes. They want you to email the link to their Huddle account, so in 7 seconds they can evaluate that kid to let you know whether it's a kid that they want in their program. So that's the biggest part of that has hit me with the internet. What trainings do I still need? I came from a school in Florida that did not use Google Classroom, so that's one I really need to be hook, line, and sinker on. I'm becoming the women's basketball coach at West Franklin, so I need to learn the new platform on that. And then Bookshare. We use Bookshare a lot at West Franklin, and that's just another one that in order to get in with my students and really understand how to use it more, I need more training on that. And any ESE resource, exceptional student education resource that's out there, I'm always looking to benefit from. Is your school equipped with the 21st century technology? Absolutely. West Franklin is like the digital community, one-to-one Chromebooks. Everybody's on board. Google Classroom is the norm. Wi-Fi when you walk in the building, it automatically syncs up with your phone. It's great. Where I came from in Florida, none of the kids were one-to-one. None of the staff had Wi-Fi. We couldn't connect. We had to plug into everything. The answer was no. We have no funding. We have no training. We have no time. Go to your manual, week 4, day 3. What does it say? Teach it. If you can bring something in, great. If you can't, you're going to have to learn how to do without. Here's an Elmo. Here's a WritePad. Go figure out how to use it. So I have 2 totally different experiences with the end of the spectrum. What are the advantages of innovative practices in schools? Of all those, I would say utilizing tools to reach all types of learners. I mean, that's the biggest one. Everybody learns in a little bit different manner, in a different fashion. If we can just find what works best through technology to help those students out, that would be one of the best thing that I can see out of those things. What disadvantages do I see? Continuous funding. Again, I've touched on that a little bit. Implementing relevant manner in all subjects, making sure that the PE people have relevant technology and in the agri-science have relevant technology. It's not just a blanket technology piece. I have never personally dealt with cyberbullying. It's out there. It's real. It's a pink elephant. You have to talk to kids about it. Let them know it's out there. Let them know what it looks like, how not to do it, who to report to if it's happening, and how to document it. I have had students use it inappropriately. Nothing criminal, but games, shopping websites, just more inappropriate time than inappropriate use, I would say. But with that, we just have to teach our children how to be the best digital citizen out there. We've talked about that a little bit on previous modules, and we'll continue to talk about it as we go through this class, and be strict policy and procedure on both. That concludes my module 5. Thank you.